Yes, this not time for all Salon people and them party them. SGM Media will be bringing you a variety of programs ranging from documentaries to discussions, interviews, news, views, sports and entertainment. Our programs will contain matters on development, governance, the economy and issues that are of importance to Sierra Leone. So, no left BNO because we get Bebe program then like Salon discussion, meets the ministers, the president's hour and the Gladi program, Look Me, I Look You. All this they start soon na www.sgsmmedia.org. Now who's tem these?
As we talk about burning issues ranging from politics to the economy, culture to sport, education to entertainment, corruption to the environment, we realize the Sierra Leone story is far from finished. So, SGM Media Production brings you Zoom. Zooming In is the program that engages everyday people, entrepreneurs, inventors, entertainers, activists, policymakers and politicians to discuss and debate issues relating to Sierra Leone. Zooming In digs deep into the issues and stories. Zooming In ensures the debate is pushed to another level. Zooming In asks those questions that has never been asked before. So, join us, Tiffa Baio.
I was raped multiple times by my aunt's boyfriend when I was 6.
I was repeatedly raped at the age of 8 by a close family member.
I was raped at 19. I didn't speak openly about it because I was ashamed and afraid that people would judge me.
I was raped at age 5 by my caregiver's husband.
On June 17th, 2020, 5-year-old Khadija Sako, a beautiful little girl from Freetown, Sierra Leone, was repeatedly raped and strangled to death, allegedly by her own cousin. Her death shocked the nation. But in truth, in this small West African country, 9 out of 10 girls experience some form of sexual violence in their lifetime. Think about that for a second. 9 out of 10. That's 90%. My name is Aisha Sase. I'm a journalist and activist. I'm joining forces with Idris Elba and other activists from across Sierra Leone to support the survivors of sexual violence with the Survivors Solidarity Fund. Please consider donating whatever you can afford. All monies raised will go to 4 local organizations currently providing free medical and legal services to survivors. 5-year-old Khadija lost her life to sexual violence. That same threat remains for millions of others. So this is also a call for you to use your voice, your power, to draw attention to an enduring culture of rape. Together, we must end it now. My name is Aisha Sase. I am Khadija Sako.
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 We are Khadija Sako.
We are all Khadija Sako.
When I was young, a lot of things were different. Unfortunately, most of the differences seen now are heartbreaking and are not good at all.
Before now, men were strong protectors of the weak, fathers, brothers, lovers, sons. Their mere presence guaranteed the safety of women and children.
But what do we do now?
Men harassing and raping women.
Men sexually abuse little girls.
Men battering and killing their wives.
Any form of sexual assault, be it rape, sexual abuse, or pedophilia, is a killer to human self-esteem.
Women should stop dying in silence.
Speak now.
The rapist should be stigmatized, not the victim.
I think death sentence should be the consequence of such terrible act.
And you mothers, build confidence in your children, put trust in them, listen to them when they make reports, and take necessary actions.
Talking of mothers before now, women were virtuous.
They were mothers, daughters, and sisters.
Nurturing, counseling, supporting their menfolks.
But now,
women are trafficking female children for money.
Women are forced to be silenced.
All this must stop, and it must stop now.
Real men do not abuse, rape, or molest women and children.
It is barbaric, unacceptable.
Let all real men stand with us.
Together, let's say an emphatic no to rape, sexual abuse, pedophilia, and domestic violence.
Of all the crimes committed against a person, rape is the one that leaves a person feeling very violated. A rape victim is often left with the feeling that a part of them has been torn apart.
To use another person's body and ignore the souls that resides within is one of the most outstandingly shocking crimes that one person can commit against another.
Some men harass and rape their women.
Some men sexually abuse underage girls.
Some men beat and kill their wives.
Any form of sexual assault is unacceptable.
There must be consent before you act.
Being in a relationship is not consent.
If they are not sober, they can't consent.
Flirting is not a consent.
We had sex before is not consent.
Silence is not consent.
Only an informed, sober, freely given, ongoing and enthusiastic yes is consent.
Women should stop dying in silence.
A man does not become a real man by physically dominating a woman. A man becomes a real man by loving, protecting, and respecting the woman.
Real men do not rape or abuse women and children. Let all real men stand with us. And together, let's say no to child abuse, no to domestic violence, no to all forms of rape, being it spousal rape, intimate partner rape, child sex abuse, statutory rape, date rape, serial rape, and gang rape.
We must rise up against this ugly trend.
Justice for one, justice for all.
All sexual assault must stop, and it must stop now.
Our aim is to teach our pupils to be creative, critical thinkers, to be innovative, and to become the new entrepreneurs of Sierra Leone and Africa, moving the African continent beyond the 21st century.
Jobs are going to change. The nature of work is going to fundamentally change.
We realize companies are starting to hire
on skills and not degrees.
Currently, I'm a self-taught coding beginner. I develop websites and basic applications. I've been interested in science and technology since I was 11. An up-to-date STEM lab gives us what we need, the tools, motivates us to do more.
The Scholarship and Innovation Working Group from Old Boys Association has been working with both Reverend Canon Ken Davis and Canon Machete to see how they can increase science and STEM at the school.
STEM is important because pupils can learn how to solve real-world situations and pursue careers in web development, artificial intelligence, robotics, chemical engineering, and the sky is the limit to what a pupil can do.
So our vision for the future entails computing capability that would create a STEM innovation lab to provide all students with practical, engaging, and self-learning opportunities to gain digital skills.
One of the use of the microbit is to test for science experiments. In the case of agricultural science, we want to test for the soil. You can download information about the type of soil on your computer, and then you take the microbit, download the information on the microbit.
STEM gives us the knowledge, gives us the capacity with the science, the technology, engineering and mathematics. It helps you to be able to prepare for the future, to be able to earn your place in the future workplace.
The coding club is new, and we only have a few members for now. And very soon we will have a big coding club.
Let us give the young people the tools to become critical minerals or miners of their thoughts and ideas that will develop our countries, and also for them to play their part in creating a conceivable world.
All donations are appreciated, and all funds raised will go towards the development, implementation, and management of this first of a kind digital STEM lab in Sierra Leone. Sierra Grammar School, empowering students for tomorrow's world.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, depending on whose partner the dunya where you find yourself. Welcome to SGM Media, we midweek program, the big debates. We appreciate for getting an answer, and it's going to be an exciting evening. As always, SGM Media not a disappoint. We bring on the information, we share opinion, we get light-hearted conversations, but above all, why this medium day, and for make sure say we tell we own story, we shape we own narrative. We say we mantra that African stories told by Africans. Because now we no more get for represent we self. You go now the international media, yes, they will give you your 5 seconds. If you're lucky, 2 minutes at most, but that will not be enough for make sure say you explain to people, especially the people that we elect you or where they appoint you for provide service for as a public servant, for example, or any work or thing where you they do we get for do with people, the way they impact people them directly or indirectly. So that's why we are here. We hope you continue to embrace the SGM media platform and make sure say we get conversation, because inside conversation change they happen. A lot of good things then they happen for push country and the dunia go before. Me on a host na Juma Ba, as always. I get me co-host na also Sylvester Tiboy Dugba. He's ready to monitor the chat group as well and be part of today's conversation for make sure say we bring the information can to owner. As always, with the appeal to owner. Here it's a platform for let we get conversation. The conversation can be heated, it can be passionate, but it has to be respectful. Respect our guests and una respect una co-viewers them as well. Now the only way that we go learn, and now the only way that we will able for take something home we will go share with other people then. Today we did discuss with the Director General for Civil Aviation Authority, Moses Tiffa Baio, and a good dinner also for talk about a lot of things then, but there are key issues that we are not for say salon people want for talk about, but I will introduce them as we go along, and let I go to T-Boy and bring and come for let you say hello to owner. Mr. T-Boy Dugba, welcome again today. I welcome you formally again to Facebook. Welcome and tell me what you expect for today's show.
Actually, I'm still not in Facebook yet officially, but welcome viewers, welcome.
You're distant away, Mr. Dugba.
Hey, you want to begin Ala now?
No, Ala, but one for make sure so fumble you good one.
Right. Welcome viewers, and welcome today to yet another edition of the Big Salon Debates. And yeah, I'm looking forward to today's show because we want to go free talk. Now I don't know what we want to say to you. We want to go salon, yeah. But you say no to me go salon right now. Kala. But anyway, today is going to be a very interesting show. We have to say almost the entire viewership they look forward to the show because most of them are tied down waiting to jet out of this country because it's getting cold every day and people want to go and enjoy the hot burning sun in Sierra Leone because we don't deal wait for that same day. This is the best time everybody is waiting for when it comes to any time of the year. December, to go back home, have fun, see your family members, spend time with them, possibly for only a week, 2, 3, or 4 max for those who have luxury in their workplaces. But today, we can't know what's in the nitty-gritty of all what things can make one for go salon, but we put them tight. So we defend wings for look to fly. And that wings stay today, we can attach them to our body and give you some extended wings so good for make we fly. So yes, I'm looking forward to today's show, and we hope for get the best out of what we already anticipate for get.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, T-Boy. T-Boy can lack for talking riddles. In a show we say a man with experience, he want wing, he want fly, but we go know what in all that they mean as the conversation they advance. I get again, of course, Mr. Obafemi Pama, we technical guy, but the man we can listen more than they talk, but anytime we he talk, they make sure say he left word the way people then go wonder say, but in my talk sense past there always they'll be done the blab the last 2 hours. So, welcome, Mr. Pama. Welcome. Say hello. Say hello to viewers and tell them what you yourself they expect today.
Hello viewers, Juma.
They're not hearing you.
You're not hearing me. I don't want to now. Hello viewers, can you hear me now, Juma?
Yeah, loud and clear, sir.
Good. Okay. With the welcome una na this platform. Duan we join me today for the first time. Una kusha una kabo. I'm not going to talk another languages because Juma go can laugh me. But yeah. So today we believe say we've got an interesting program for now. We get a guest, so don't chase because as T-Boy say we want no certain thing them. Yeah, so say una safe one no. So we get a splendid show for now today. So keep listening. Tell your party that we know day. Tell and say we there. How the song they go? Tell your neighbor, tell and say we there.
Say we there. Yes.
Una go tell and say we there. We get big news for them, so make them can't hear you.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Femi. And yeah, so please, viewers, we expect say una go keep the conversation clean. T-Boy the monitor for we. At the some people they say earlier that we not get sound, but there is sound day, and things are going well. T-Boy, if anything, any technical issue, let us know. Well, fumble them. We go introduce to una. We get. Let us say hello to Una, and and hope say we will get a wonderful program. Then from there now, we will ask Kamle introduce himself, then we will advance the conversation. Over to you, Mr. Baio. Welcome to SGM Media.
Yeah, thank you very much, Juma. And at least let me also again extend gratitude to SGM crew. At least like you say, this interview don't say Obo and get dated back from June. But that was actually in the peak of the COVID. The travel actually put measures in place for the opening of the Freetown International Airport. So I believe we're very busy. So I'm not able to respond. But gracefully, we were able to get there's a better late than never. So I will tell you about thank you as well. At least they go on and say no more. They try to tell we own Sierra Leone stories, which is very good to listeners out there. I also want to commend you for that. And once more again, let me say join you for greet me Fambule. Fambule on a good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, depending on which part of the world where you live. And like the old man don't say, we hope that today we will get a very fruitful deliberations, because I know very well, say, especially when you come to travel with the diaspora brothers, I know some of the interest, So I know say really they're all ready for me today for asking their question. So I hope for an exciting program as well, Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, and we'll formally welcome you again. So let me start first. Let you tell people, and because most times we know when we talk about government, we are more focused on the political ministries, where they deal with politics. We will say minister of this, minister of that, but we usually they pay much attention on the departments, they win a specialized departments for look after affairs. And you are the Director General for the Sierra Leone Civil Aviation Authority. So I want first of all, let you distinguish for me or tell me if there's any difference between the Sierra Leone Civil Aviation Authority and the Sierra Leone Airport Authority. So that will be the first part what I'll get for Mekle you talk about before you begin tell me about the mandate where you institution or department where they head get for Sierra Leoneans. But before we reach here, and I will let you now introduce yourself to Fambule and tell them who that you be, because for we at the first time this would interact, I would say facially through Zoom. And for many people, possibly they don't hear your name, but they don't know who you are. So they would like to know, and we like for start that because we want to make sure say we assess people, we assess institutions, we assess processes and systems. So now based on that, we ask people, we focus on issue mostly rather than the personal person, but we want to let people know who you are.
Okay, thank you very much. And actually, I will start with Mamamah Tiffa Baio. And like you said, I'm the Director General for the Sierra Leone Civil Aviation Authority. And like any other Sierra Leonean, I came from a very humble background. Of course, I'm born from Kenema district, then I go to school in Abo. I attend the boat school before I proceed to Freetown. And then, of course, before later, I proceed for go do my master's in Ghana. Then, of course, I do my postgraduate diploma in aviation in Singapore, Aviation Academy. So, in short, and I go also again say, me are one of the few founding staff of the Sierra Leone Civil Aviation Authority. I don't be in the field for over 10 years now. So, basically, that's just a few things I want to say about that. Really.
Okay, so meaning that you say founding member. So how long they don't fund the Sierra Leone Civil Aviation Authority?
Well, the authority actually been established in 2010.
Okay, 2010. So you don't did it. So was it like a merger? Was there another institution before that? Was it known by another name before that?
Well, before that, actually, we did like a department under the ministry.
Ministry of Transport and Aviation.
And Communication.
Okay, so it was just like a sub-ministry, but now it's a standalone department.
They own an authority now.
Authority. Is it, by virtue of a constitutional instrument or, act?
The statutory instrument, the Civil Aviation Act of 2008, now established.
Okay, now established and Adande una they go by.
Yeah,
okay. All right, thank you so much for clarifying that for us. But one thing where you forget for tell me during the introduction, and I feel bitter right now. I'm upset. You not tell we say you're not Arsenal fan. Why? Why do you have to cheat us with that kind of tea? Are you for talker? I want you proud you're an Arsenal fan.
No, everybody know me for being an Arsenal fan. If you follow me on Facebook.
But we get some Liverpool people here, and I want them to hear it from you.
Yeah, no, of course. Everybody knows me an Arsenal fan, and if you mean at the first person we begin. Now, me first start the crusade for Emery out. So most people know me for that. So anytime I start the crusade, like you always say, you don't start back. So,
okay, all right.
I want to say Ateta out. All my can show that line, don't they go?
There you go. Oh, so you're not the rebel inside the Arsenal. Anybody who will win trophy, you get for go out.
Exactly.
Okay, all right. Okay, well, I'm happy to have you as an Arsenal brother and teammate and supporter here, and I appreciate that very much. Today, Mr. Bengo Sheikh Bikola. Yesterday, we had a Manchester United fan, so he was boasting and all of that. So today, now it's on. All right, let's go now, Mr. Baio. You don't tell me how the ministry, how the department is established and what it may can be, what it be today. Tell me the difference between the Civil Aviation Authority and the Sierra Leone Airport Authority. Because as far as we're concerned, anybody they fly plane or who side the plane they fly go, we not care. And some of the questions they would ask, whether they cross carpet now or not, now you get for clarifying for we. Today we don't get you now, so now you get for answer all the question them, and now you get for put all the blame as well we come for flying a salon. Okay, so is there any difference, or then they under you departments as well?
Yeah, a very big difference there.
Okay,
very simple. NATCOM and Saratel also.
Yes.
So NATCOM na the regulator also.
Yes.
Then Saratel na a mobile telecom service provider and also.
Correct.
So basically, na so airport then civil aviation.
Okay.
The civil aviation, we are the regulatory agency. The airports are just one of the entities that way they within the aviation industry where they provide service, where we they regulate.
Okay. So are they directly under civil aviation or under the Ministry of Transport and Aviation?
Well, actually, before the Civil Aviation Authority can be established, we were under the Ministry of Transport and Aviation.
Okay.
But based on the Chicago Convention, of the International Civil Aviation Organization, we're not the specialized agency for UN where they supervise aviation industry globally.
Right.
So it mandates countries then for make sure that you get an autonomous body way for regulate the industry for prevent political interference.
Okay.
So as of 2006, Salono been get that body there under the ministry. So we then audit the states, then find say we're deficient in that. So we meet up that transition in 2007, 2008. So we did then an ESCOMA-led government come in and go past the Act 2008 for me to be in compliance with the international standard. So now then they create the authority. So the authority really, now the principal body, where they act as a go-between the industry and even the government. So almost everything the government want for do within the industry, you get for only exercise that now through the authority. Because they don't want political interference. Just like way FIFA, they try to avoid government for interfere with the running of football way, then they use more of SLFA. So for everything we camp at football in the States, now SLFA, now FIFA sabi. So now the same thing, now they with civil aviation. So everything we get to deal with civil aviation at the country, ICAO na Civil Aviation Authority is sabi. They always refer to the government for the political decisions because the government and they define the policies at the country. So even though we are an agency of the government, but we also again are a compliance management organization for the International Civil Aviation Organization.
Okay. Let me ask you a tricky one now, because that blur line day, I don't know, we the common people, not able for, we know this, we the same difference. Authority, department, ministry, all now one in the same thing. Because we see saying our government, they appoint the people them na then departments then they. Right? So how then we able for they way then not get political interference, waiting day, what are their instruments, are there things that protect your department as well as the authority for make sure say they're able for stay should we say independent from government, and they're able for go in line with waiting international conventions and laws then say, rather than waiting government wants?
100%. We get standards and recommended practices. We get national laws that were established. Where the government know they. Like for example, if you want for can register an airplane now na salo, you say one count plane for begin operating na salo. Once you meet the requirement of the state as per our regulations, we give you license. Government don't get anything but say no, not give them a license because I not like Juba. So for them kind of thing, they make the international standard, the ICAO exist, and for that we exist for make sure that government not interfere into the operations of the airlines or service providers generally within the industry. So once you meet the specification as by we own standard, you're not the option, they issue the license. So if even the government, someone you just say no, the man meets all the criteria, this is not the criteria as per the law, you're not getting no other option for pass with gear. So and I will tell you for free, we will not ever get any problem with government because the standards are there, the law they already established, the regulations they, and they do the regulations in isolation, they do it in consonance or in coordination with the government. So then say they know. Okay. So they therefore agree. The cabinet therefore give concurrence, you can go parliament, they ratify, it become law. So nobody not go say violate the law.
Okay.
If we violate and we are a candidate, they audit the states, it will be findings on the states. So nobody know what.
Okay, thank you for that clarification. I hope say we did learn along the way. So, Tibo and Femi, that plan we'll talk about yesterday for go start, for go register your own plane and all that thing, and they will not get discouraged. Now we don't get confidence say we can go because I've been a member say not possible at all. So, they want then say go register for go your line. We will begin upgrade for make up easy.
Ask if you want to go operate here, Arsenal.
Yeah. All right. Okay, let's, Mr. Baio. So now, we want for let you tell me your specific mandates. You as the Director General and your department, waiting now your role and waiting on a department they do.
Okay. Well, actually, based on the Civil Aviation Act of 2019, now they amended the 2008 Act, or amended twice. The mandate of the authority.
Okay.
What do they do as an authority? Now, like what I say, one, we in a compliance management organization on behalf of the International Civil Aviation Organization. With responsibility now for make sure that the states of Sierra Leone itself it comply with all the standard and recommended practices really come out from the International Civil Aviation Organization. Because under international law, we are one of the signatories to the treaties that were established the International Civil Aviation Organization. We then can always refer to the Chicago and Montreal Conventions of 1944 and 47. So we are signatory. So as long as we are signatory, we are obliged for what we do all within that particular organization they say. So we are the appropriate authority where they serve as. Anytime ICAO gets guidelines for the states, we then send them. Now we responsibility for bringing to the attention of government. Say, hey, this is what ICAO is saying, and so we for do. If we not do this, then we'll do A, B, C, D. These are the actions where they take. So now I'm about responsibility that one day. Two, we also advise government on the development of the aviation industry, how we think to say you can do things for develop the industry. Now we responsibility that one day. We also get the responsibility for provide oversight over all service providers. Anybody who say they do business, when they do it aviation. Now, responsibility for make sure that you do according to the standard and recommended practices, we own laws and regulations or the international standards. Now, responsibility for make sure that you do according to how you supposed to be. So that's another third responsibility. Then fourth, we also get responsibility to owners of the traveling public for protection. We call that the consumer protection. You understand? Now, right, for make the one that's already provide the service not exploiting that. If you observe, sometimes we can even intervene, like you the travel now, you cancel alone, you lost your bag, you understand? Then thief you back, then thief something there from your bag, and our responsibility then for all the airline or the parties concerned for making them make sure that your concern is being addressed. Quite sometimes, some people that even in London, they just go on, then go buy tickets. Air Morocco advertise tickets. Some people that are UK, then go buy tickets from Air Morocco, they say that they come December. Around there, August, September, and Air Morocco, they say for big flight. Without them even check. Some of them, in the inside salon, they want to go back. When the time reach now, Air Morocco say cancel. So they look stranded, they don't get nobody that they talk to. So we therefore intervene and get Air Morocco to the book and try for refund and ticket. And then just yesterday, the general manager, the country manager tell me, say they don't settle all them people then we get that problem. So basically now some of those things we can do actually in the industry. You know, unfortunately, the mistake will be done years as a country, you know. This now the institution will before don't set first before we remember forget the airport authority or airline and the case may be. But you know, after all separates from the British bloc, after independence, we get the British Caledonia Airways, the British man then take Gambia, then take Nigeria, then take Salone. You understand? They put you all together, then form the British Caledonia Airways. So who scatter? Nigeria go establish the Nigerian Airways, Ghana go form Ghana Airways, you understand? We form Sierra National Airways. They not set the agency. So they just left farm. The same way now the British man they use MacLeod. Now in Kang Salon, it can set airport authority. So you go Ghana, na Ghana Air Civil Aviation Authority go for. They go Banjul, they go form Banjul na authority and airport, they blend them. The CAA na they run the airport and at the same time they regulate. We in our airport no more can establish, they take the department, a reference the ministry because of we activity then. This now the 1988 time at the telescope history. So now that confusion that they take today in the final say just like now me they ask that question, not to you one girl, and is how we go. Or not pass on to now self. But mostly I don't know the way to what's that difference between airport authority by civil aviation bar? So you know that confusion they but so I myself can let why get this kind of platform for make salon people that really know. So we diaspora brothers I can say if you know FAA in America, then take no more the FAA in America and a version of CAA salon. Or if you UK, you get UK Civil Aviation Authority, UK CAA, take and say na UK CAA na Civil Aviation Authority na salon. Or if you did Canada, you get Transport Canada. So take and say no more Transport Canada na in salon na Civil Aviation Authority na salon. So for me, that's what brothers now that I can easily give them say that is the way to say.
You they refer to the brother there, but they forget about the people the way they travel more, the sister them. Yeah, so you can't get trouble today. So they save you one time. Yeah, Mr. Baio, thank you so much for clarifying or at least elaborating on that. So we they learn in the process, so now that make the Sierra Leone Civil Aviation Authority their role important na salon. Last you so let's say today, una cable determine say the airports they close, the airport not for operate, plane not for cam.
Yeah, of course. Now we no more get that part.
For legal reasons, una cable say today.
Like for technical reasons.
Okay. Technical or legal reasons as well.
Well, nine that legal form part of the technical.
Okay.
Yeah, we can advise the government for the need for close the airport today.
Okay.
Or that is plain enough for move. We can tell you it's not a move.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Clear for that. So tell me, waiting before you say you don't work now the civil aviation industry before they formally appoint you as Director General. when governments change. So tell me what be the past achievements then where you did it, as you be know, then we can talk about the present. Then now after that, we can talk about the things that way people are interested in mostly.
Okay, I'll just give small history back.
Okay.
Like I said, the department then, maybe the CA been there. They can't auditor in 2006. You understand?
Who that then? Auditor?
The International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO, can audit states as part of their obligations for check whether they do what we supposed to do. So but before then, the SLPP government then we don't do a feasibility study for transform the department to an authority. Because they don't know say that international requirement. They hire a consultant that they call a Bozalen and Hamilton. So they left one day. By the time the work they done, and they can audit the state 2006. 2007, election year. You understand? So when the then APC government can have power, they inherit that report. Now the audit report then they inherit now. So and the international pressure be deeper then they be done blacklist we airspace. They don't deregister all the aircraft they will be get now. It is still to the point even with airport they are under closure. So that thing the cancer alone, you be either go for Liberia or Guinea. You understand? So the APC government then began for a rush for pass the act for 2008. And then I came on to say the Prime Minister. So then pass on. But like when you say no more, you just don't find yourself no more. You just wake up and you find yourself in a particular hot seat. So then you meet problem. You don't even know how to go about it. So in 2008, we then passed the act. It takes 2 years before the transition takes place.
Okay.
So you go to 2010. So from 2010 to the SLPP Council and Power, I would say still the authority will struggle for defined functions for making able to be on a very good footing. Because one of the basic things that we've been lacking at the end, like for example, all on the way they established like NACIT. Government being able to make a huge investment into the establishment of NACIT. So with the CA, that's not be happening. So the government not really been put premium. I talk about the APC government then, not be put for actually the establishment of the CA. So the authority be just stagnated without not being able to make it fulfill the mandate where they create them for actually. So if you ask really say by 2010, even to 2018, what really authority achieved, I can say very little because the authority really, the Sierra Leone public cannot be saddled down as civil aviation authority. You just say what I tell you say this authority will only from 2010 you go doubt, not so. So and that is actually the whole crux of the matter. The authority really not being get that kind support we need for get just like we they say. Even though we are an autonomous body, but as startup, we need government support for bring the authority to that kind of level where we will carry out in responsibility as for the states. So that kind of support really not been there. And I always and they say if you watch the government national documents the way now the PRSP1 and the PRSP2 for both the first time of an ESCOMA and the second one, you read and they say anything related to about the development of the aviation industry. So that tells you that actually at that time, the government does not see aviation as a catalyst for developing the economy. Partly maybe sometimes because the extractive industries were doing well, so for them, their focus was the extractive industries. But they don't believe, say, interconnectivity, they drive tourism, they drive agriculture, they drive the marine resources, where everybody with fishery. So all the things, they not really look at that. So they not be getting premium. So the authority was stagnated. So, but the SLPP government actually, like I said, now they do the feasibility study for establish the authority. So before then they can empower, they already be done do a diagnosis. If you look at the New Direction Manifesto, you see the diagnosis, they actually where they identify always the problem where they face the authority. So what they happen to the authority not just happen overnight. The SLP government they know exactly what's the problem. So when they can, they just solve them head on. So that's what that happens right now.
All right, so we'll come to the present, but let me go back small, just for ask. I want to provoke the conversation a little bit more because you say the previous government, APC government, did not do much. But you can say equally the same about the previous SLPP government because until Lenka audits them, they had they're not being get interest force, right, for push anything. But then you get the APC government will come and then can inherit, at least then put the act, we form the basis now, say, okay, you know what, now on I get foundation for bigger upgrades. And like you stated, possibly they did not put premium because they're not being feels, they're not being possibly either understand or just reluctant or not being see, say, connectivity will bring calm, sustainable income to Sierra Leone. So would you argue, say that is possibly one major achievement?
I'm not going for color so because I tell you, say, before SLPP became one apart 2006, they don't conduct a feasibility study or transform the department to an authority. So which means the initiative been there. Yeah. But the unfortunate thing they do towards the end of going to an election year.
Exactly, that's my point, because they were in governance for about 10 years. So why did it take them 1 year to election before they...
Well, again, if you look at really the terms of stability now from 2000 to 2006.
Okay.
If you really look at in terms of stability from 2000 to 2006, officially they say the war done as in 2002.
Right.
So if really they take stability now from 2002 to 2006, so that was just 4 years. So you understand? So again, I will credit them I'll give them the benefit of answer. Say no, the SLPP did well because they already don't do a feasibility study as to how the new authority can be. You understand? So, and the reason why I make people say I would difficult for that credit APC again. You passed the act in 2008. You understand? It takes 2 years for make you do a transition. For me, you get the structures in place. 2 years from 2008 April. So you could not do it until 2010. You understand? So if you really pass act, they take you 2 years for make you transform for make you go establish the authority. Somebody go ask, are you really serious? And even at that, it gave for be under immense pressure from the International Civil Aviation Authority before they therefore move the department finally from the ministry before you're able to forget them. So you don't understand that. So basically, the only way you could credit APC for the 2008 Act where they promulgate. If you really want for credits them for anything, I go say, okay, the establishment of the authority said, yes, that is an act actually where I was commended because they horribly wrote to the act and pass them.
All right. Thank you so much for that. We will come back to this. So tell me now about progress made so far under your leadership and under the new direction within these 2 years. Now 2 years, right? So 2 to come.
Yeah, 2018 to now. If
you move back a little bit, then we'll be able to forget proper head of here. Wonderful.
No problem. Yeah. The progress is too much, you understand. But I can just try to highlight some few ones there actually. Know, which is very much important, First one, like I tell you, we are like an agency of who represent the International Civil Aviation Organization.
Yeah.
So, which means the first priority really is that we really get to make sure that we are very much respected, or we are highly regarded among within the International Civil Aviation Organization entity themselves, because we are representing them. If they lost faith in the states, if they lost faith in we, they don't lose faith in the states.
Right.
So, but under this new administration, actually, we have done so much that the International Civil Aviation Organization don't actually give the states so much attention that last year they able to approve a technical assistance project for we. When I be $500,000 project, we just successfully done implement that in February. As they done so, then they approve another one for we back for the certification of Freetown International Airport. You understand? When that is a value to that amount of not before COVID, they couldn't certify Freetown International Airport. What did that mean?
All right, I want to explain that. They say certified.
What did that mean? In aviation, they use anything without certifier.
Okay.
In aviation.
So you say we airports is not of international.
It will ever be certified. So now the first thing is to be attempt for certify this airport.
So are we operating at illegal airports?
It's perfectly correct. Or even as today, that's what we'll be doing. So now then they can help with the state for make who certify that Freetown International Airport.
So for almost 60 years, Sierra Leone operated.
Exactly.
Illegal airport.
They operate an illegal airport. That's one of the international requirements. Anybody where they operate an international airport, if for certifying. Okay. Certification means if you meet certain requirements of the International Civil Aviation Organization before you operate. If you don't meet anybody they operate, they do have the risk, which means that you have to incur high insurance premium because it is definitely declared as a highly risky airport. So that only affects the other discussions who get for car, they go into one interest pan and bad one.
Yes.
All who get for can go there, but that's basically so that's why you see why when you get good relationship with them, they do within the shortest possible time. So if not because of COVID, they could not certify Freetown International Airport, like that they don't behind. But hopefully now because the UN will lift ban it on the officials and for travel, I mean they're able to carry it. So the moment UN lift ban on the traveler, on the officials and for travel, then the travel cancel. For cancel, which we for Mercury travel certified Freetown International Airport. So basically, then I just one key thing I want to know of us we go see what I achieve within the shortest possible time. But where this average alumni they see that one, they see how they get for then they in ripple effects, the multiplier effect to then they get on the economy. If we able to successfully do that, we see like money you get for put and post in pocket too. But if they see over time, what's done they lead to, and I will explain that the back. One side the back on again interest to who can they but not just one for that.
Correct.
The discussions as how they go. So let's just tap on this first. Then in terms of the security ratings, you understand, the Freetown International Airport, now we're about 71.6%, that's 72. The African average is 65%. We're above now. The global average is 80%. So we target by next year, 2022, now we'll get the next audit. Last year, now we'll get that audit. So 2022, one go above 80%, which is the global average. What does that mean? That so Salone, they say in terms of security ratings, global airports, Freetown International Airport will go there top. You understand? Even just by that, we brought Gambia, they get their own audits. They go for ask for assistance from Sierra Leone. Right now, at the top one, they send the experts now to we. They can seek opinion. Now we guide them as to what we do, what we're able for reach that kind of percentage. Because we're inside West Africa and only Nigeria and Ghana there above. Be there. Right. So you don't understand that. So that's alone is a very big, but all around the actually the average alumni know they see more. You understand it? Because not like I said, these are not physical infrastructure where you see waiting up in the streets. Where this government don't travel. But these are all the invisible things where the government don't do within the shortest possible time. That is add value. They bring the government into that kind of international recognition. Then they know say yes. Because I can't get what called safety and security dashboard, where they open to the global partners and the airlines, IATA, we can go there and watch. So then they see, Salone, they are doing very well. Imagine I be there below 40, 50, they see now I can go to 71. So you understand that. So the same thing with the safety back now, they will try for right now, we're 18.6%. So one will bring down to 60% by next year. So now that will be all the time for do. And all the effort they are to do, they do it with the International Civil Aviation Organization. So they are all giving us that support, So
those are the major things, or are there other things that?
Well, those are the major. Actually, if I want to say, actually, these are one of the major highlights the way for me I take comfort in. Because at the end of the day, if I left CA today, who said they would measure me by globally now the safety and security ratings. So I take CA. Which rating we get? Like for now, I tell you, say safety will be 18.6%. Security now don't go 71.6%. So if I take safety, I can go to 60.something%, which means that as far as me concerned, I mean make my country go globally is recognized. Right. So that's the solace because we are living in a very competitive world, and that's our aviation industry is highly competitive. And the only benchmark where they measure the state's aviation system by not to by you fancy terminal build the way you build, not to by how you beautify your airport, not to by how your airline find. Now your security and your safety ratings globally. That's how they measure you.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. But again, I'll come back to these achievements where you able for. One, you were fortunate to be asked one of the founding members of the Civil Aviation Authority. So you work there, you're able to foresee the challenges them from within, you know the loopholes, you know usa unade at that particular level, and you know usa unade aspire for reach. So that puts you in a, pedestal wherein you're able to see far, if I can say, right? So it makes it a little bit easy for you. So if we believe, say, I know they say it easy, but give you, at least a platform to say, okay, not only like Juma coming in as Director General, let begin member first, Udana the staff they're waiting now, so and begin read all the books, then books upon books. It will take me 2 years for research that before I reach USA you don't reach in 2 years.
Yeah,
so that's
true.
what I was planning to say.
Yeah,
so would you want to say, because people will argue, if you believe that government is continuity, APC would not have, completed an act in 2008 if feasibility study was not done by the SLPP government. Okay, so would you credit APC for, say, they make your job easier for let you achieve all that you've achieved within a short period of time because they laid the foundation? I'm talking about government, this issue of continuity, that's one. Secondly, APC will argue that before then takeover, our airport was crap. It was non-existent because you go say then the light per lamp day before, it comes and when they fly at the airspace, you punch the lights the way they see. So the airport will not even get the infrastructure. Forget just the airport, but the whole infrastructure, including security and safety where you talk about. Because security and safety, you have to talk about the physical as well as the, and all the other form of security where we need in place. Would you want to say government is continuity, government is progression, and it's never ending? So possibly the next new direction government go do more, or the next APC government go do even more. Would you want, if they want to put that argument, what would you say?
I read one book.
Okay.
It tells me about the theory of democratic instability.
Okay.
What does that mean? Even in democracy, we say I get successive democratic government, they succeed each other. But they can always cancel each other's developmental projects or programs, irrespective of whether that project is good for the state or not. So I'll take you back now to the same APC SLPP argument. Buzalen and Hamilton, that was a feasibility study done by SLPP.
Correct. SLPP government. So let's understand we're talking about it.
Yeah, SLPP-led government.
Right.
Where APC come, then discard that particular feasibility study.
Okay.
So it cost me 2 years for me to be able to do the transition from 2008 to 2010 because there was no blueprint. So then they stifled the transition process. You understand? Mm-hmm. So that was actually one of the bases. Then second, if you talk about, for example, like I always tell people, I came from a very humble background. You understand? There was very little I can inherit from my papa. The only thing I inherited from my father was the bush wedding and the village. You understand that? So it's difficult for you to credit me, but daddy to me say because my papa born me, so I make a success today, like so today. Not really. You understand? Mm-hmm. Because after I was not a new and great born. So if you say I want for credit to use me success to me daddy no more, it will be a misnomer. Because there are so many, my papa born, who always get the same characteristics or the same traits. So why are those who are not successful but I'm successful? So the same thing we can take onto the states. If you look at the state governance between APC and SLPP, there are also other state institutions that APC left. Do you understand? But still they are struggling, they are not successful, they are not doing what we are doing now. So if one was saying that because of the foundation where APC left, now make SLC, they succeed. So then you get a look at entirety. So I know one law, I make an even one law we screw this argument to what APC did on what SLPP do. So because for me actually,
it's the issue of continuity I'm looking at, not what one government did versus the other.
Yeah, no, of course. For me,
I want to know your theories on that.
Yeah, as somebody, a fan of me, I believe in the law of natural progression. You understand? I believe in organic growth.
Right.
They say 1,000 miles start with a single step. Begin on the grappling to begin run. most attempts were taken food. So there's always a progress made, even with a retrogression, but there's always a progress made.
Right.
That I underscored and very well. You understand?
Okay. Thank you so much for that. I will left the other part of the conversation. I can't to T-Boy quick. Then T-Boy, no jump go na the other party too. You know, one for keep that for us. Let's see how the chat group they go and waiting at your comments so for Mr. Bayo.
Chat group is fine, and I feel say a lot is happening in the chat group, and I feel say that the conversation really go on is based on is APC doing fine or SFPP doing fine, but definitely that's not the discussion here. The discussion is about going forward with what is happening right now on the ground. So basically, we'll therefore look at them very closely. So I got questions that were on screenshot already.
Okay.
I don't know if we can go straight to the questions before we make my own points, although you say making come on me on the second phase, which is fine. But I can go through the first few questions they will get.
Okay.
Right. I don't just screenshot two. One say, my question today is why is flying to Sierra Leone is 3 times higher than, I think, in one of the...
Exactly. I can be say decided way now for the next part.
Okay, and the second one, they say, why leave too much taxes on airlines again operated in Sierra Leone compared to other West African countries? Again, the same thing. But one thing I would like to ask on my own side, we'll come out to that question they also later because I still say that they leave it to the part 2 of what to say. Yeah? One to me is Air Morocco is of great concern, and Air Morocco has flown in Sierra Leone for long period of time, and then fly with we doing Ebola, which I think was the most challenging times for every airline all over the world. But they were with us for that lengthy period of time. I was a bit shocked personally because many people complain about Air Morocco in terms of what thing they do and how they practice. But as far as me concerned, they were serving us when nobody was, when the world actually neglected Sierra Leone. How comes they terminate their contracts in a salon with no notice, no information being shared, especially where there was a delegation of Sierra Leoneans who went to Morocco to create a new bilateral communication between the country and Sierra Leone, and it was all good, only to realize like a month later, Air Morocco don't fly to Sierra Leone no more. That is one question I want to ask specifically. And also, based on the airport securities, is it because the fact that security measures were not in place in Sierra Leone, is that why the barrier now for the airport is at the main road? Because that is a junction point for people to actually express their concern for me and tell people and say, okay, bye-bye at the sea of 90% of the international airport and all over the world. Now only the security barrier, you don't get access for go. But you are welcome all into the areas of the airport facility, apart from the check area where you cost security. So why we don't come there so far? Because it's not according to somebody in reports where I guess a couple of months ago and of recent, as in a week or 2 ago. So is that based on the security measures? And then also how the security apparatus, they help Salon Aviation when we still get minimum amount of flights flying to Sierra Leone and everything is escalated high, even though we score all in good cards here, so in the reports.
Okay, well,
so I'll pass that on to you, and then we can come back to the question they read at the group. I'll continue for screenshot as we go along.
All right, thank you so much, T-Boy. I think the questions are timely because it will lead me to the other part of the conversation.
Right.
Where, in the question that they will want for ask why flying to Sierra Leone is challenging, it's expensive, it's tedious, it's draining. People will like, after I come on IASO today, I know they can IASO again, and they go before that they go to the Caribbean. But then next December or Easter or Independence, away no more, there is no place like home. Let me go back to Sierra Leone. So, Mr. Director General, tell me why it's so expensive, because that's not part of the question. And the taxes high, And also, I think that again ties with another issue because T-Boy mentioned, specific airline will be the fly during Ebola. So we want to know what challenges as well within this COVID that the industry faced and what measures you've put in place to restart it again, the industry. So now 2-in-1, the the cost and then what you want to do as an institution.
Thank you very much. This cool, and they call pregnated question.
Exactly.
Yeah, so, but I'll start with my brother T-Boy in two concerns. First, with Air Morocco. Air Morocco not terminates operations to Sierra Leone. If you check the internet, up to now, the King of Morocco no lift travel ban it to Morocco. No plane or they fly to Morocco at the moment, and no one or they fly out at the moment. So as a result of that, Air Morocco is grounded. Air Morocco is not flying to any other country in the world. Check that on the internet, you see it clearly. Their flights are all grounded. So not until recently the kingdom declared they open the airports to I think inside this month. So that's in fact now that make Air Morocco don't begin selling tickets and they will resume flying into Sierra Leone. In fact, before that one they said they be ready for begin they don't ask me for let them if not for position the aircraft now let them begin on the regional routes themselves. Why isn't they operate them? Because nobody know how to put the aircraft on ground. But don't let go say country will present the sale close the airports. You just have to close it. That's the presidential decision. It's a directive. So then say what is the happen now because of them? Their operational halt as a result of the king. Now it's a part of their own COVID measures they go for stop operations. So then we don't grant all them fleets them. So really we'll not terminate Moroccan service. And we note the contributions of Air Morocco, like you said. You see Air Morocco and SN Brussels, these are the two notable carriers that really we don't deal with for quite a long time, during thick and thin. So these are not plain fly the normal way we can treat with the levity. And I make we even think you get problem with two brothers and sisters, and we can always try to make sure that follow understands it really, yes, then say they're not treated fairly, but we get to understand back also that they have been a trusted partner as far as air transport connectivity is concerned. So if they fall too small, never mind a hot wheel or patient with a smaller cell can address the problem. So as we speak here, Morocco not terminate, and then it begin for operate very soon. They don't begin sell tickets. In fact, they have just approved their flight schedule where they say no, then they start for them. In fact, the one begin do Freetown, Monrovia, London, then come out Casablanca, London, Freetown, just like within Brussels they do. And that the one do, which is understandable for market purposes. COVID, the passenger volume too small, so they no one use 2 flights for Cantic. Then they can Liberia separate, then they can Salon. So they just want to make sure that then can Freetown take, then they go Liberia take, then Keruma go. So now that they want to do actually. So that is on course back. Then on the area of the landside security, let's just clear it before I come to talk about. On this side of the airport, before the terminal building, that is now called the land side.
Okay.
So while we focus on the landside security, the global trend, you ever look at your own immediate environment, your own airport fixtures. We terminal building is very small. Most of those airports where they allow you for make you enter now. Like you passenger go take and get outside, you they enter inside, they access the terminal building. You get outside, they escort you tap after checking and all that. These are airports where are very they can take millions of people there. But we own very small. The moment you enter inside, they check in hall. So, and for avoid overcrowding, you therefore actually try to make sure that as best as possible, you stop the people then from outside. And then too, again, this as a result of security measures. If you remember very well, in 2015, the Turkish bombing, the Istanbul Katakut bombing, you understand, that's suicide bomber. Now, the same gate, no more security gate, now they detonate the bomb. So from that, most states then respond for address the issue of landside security, because when they fail for realize that terminal building is part of the airport infrastructure. If they allow somebody to go near that terminal building, even if not the veranda itself, he explode one grenade itself. It creates the whole disruption in the operations of the airline. So one for prevent or avoid the incidents right from 100 meters or 150, at least a certain distance from the airport infrastructure facility itself. So they begin screening at that gate. Most international airports get that. Ask anybody who don't go Nairobi. Nairobi is nearly almost 1 mile and they begin check you. Before they enter, before they access the airport, then they get the gate. The same thing with Gambia. They almost get 1 mile off, say the midterm checkpoint for access the airport. So really, then in a country specific, depending on your security situation, depending on how your airport capacity there for handle the public. So basically, that's the reason they try for that, all in the interest of the public, So none of us are really not just out of.
But how do you communicate this with the public so they will understand? Because I think that's one thing that is lacking,
Yeah, that's I agree. That's very, very noted. Actually, we are doing a lot, like I said, and I don't know about later some of the things that are all done put in place for them. By next year, they work on the consumer protection regulations. By next year, we'll have what we call the aviation hour, also can get an interface with the public regularly, Some of these concerns.
So we hope you'll be coming to SGM Media with your consumer hours.
So basically, these are the things. So for address those communication gaps, so can we bring different players like from the airlines, from the airport authority, or they can't like today we'll say aviation security they can't talk about. We'll tell you exactly, a first-time traveler, what you need for know before you go to the airport. Because sometimes these things are out of ignorance. Correct. You understand? So the man get original, we tell and say that, knock out, and I need the first keep begin come out, So these are some of the things. So we actually want for address by next year moving forward, Okay. When I like to the question really, why you really flying to Sierra Leone is very, very expensive.
Expensive and challenging and burdensome.
First, yeah, burdensome. One, of course, the fact that if you don't get limited flights flying to Sierra Leone, you really expect you get constrained in traveling to Sierra Leone, not like other countries. Any hour, I can change my tickets today, the next hour I get, or I miss flights this morning, even 10 days, I see flights where they count me. We will not get that luck today. So that's the first, the frustration they begin. If you travel, you miss your flight, you get away maybe 1 day or 2 days. So that frustration first day first. So it calls for proper planning. That's number one. Number two, again speaks to what government want to do now. So we get for do with the passenger ambience. Sometimes even me say, why you don't travel, I go to another country, the airport, like my famous airports. Oh, they always famous like Ghana yourself. When you reach at the airport, the ambience is very conducive, you understand? You feel at home, you don't feel stressed. But the terminal video again at Lungi Airport, the ambience is not correct. We all know that one day. The hall is congested, they pass 57, they begin sweat. You understand there's noise, you will begin to jam, you will begin to scramble. So these are all part of the challenges the government will say, no, let us build something which is more modernized, more relaxing. So if you are calm, I lost my bag, I guess I also will go sit down first, I relax. Why then they check for my bag and all the rest of things. But at this moment, there's nowhere you can relax. So all I need to add part of the frustration, apart from the high cost of the ticket sale first. So really the aviation infrastructure says not conducive for making encourage, the passenger traveling experience. So as you reach there, you don't feel frustrated. As you don't reach there no more. Coupled with the inherent attitude of the average Sierra Leonean. Because most of the things they do, they are doing in other airports, but not how they do it, like passenger harassment, you understand? They do in other countries, but we don't do what they do like broad daylight robbery, which is what is actually, I can only say it's not important. Because other parts of the world, when the person meets you, they assist you first. So until they don't assist you, they ask you for tip. But before you assist me, they demand first. If we are not give, you understand, either you deprive me of for use of a particular facility, all kinds of. So because of all the experiences, now all I need to add to frustration. But again, not all that they do unto you. Now we brother and sister. So therefore, change that culture. But one thing that the government so desires for change, now the passenger traveling experience, we get what they do the airport infrastructure. So now that actually this one part, the reason that the way this new airport infrastructure, one for address. So when you reach an airport now, you get a lounge where you go to you say relax more. You even enter you just go say, okay, bro, before I come on at over, I go take one can of drink first, or I go take juice last dollar drink, or I go to you must go look something they will even buy in London. You go say, oh, America, you go say, well, I go to this duty free shop, I go pick this here for me. Sister or from a brother or from a loved one, for let just take an way you can't get. So all I need to add part of the passenger traveling experience. We would say now to the cost of the ticket. First, I can always tell people that say, the airline industry are just like any other capitalist market. The prices are being determined by demand and supply. That are the first thing and the first. So the more flights we get where they operate in a saloon, the higher the chances for say the ticket prices go reduce. That's one thing that the boss will get for all farm. I can give you a typical example. When Brussels not been the operate straight, they force ticket prices average for go London and it's be there about 1.5. When KLM can't trade, that ticket price fall below that price day. Or even where Gambia and Bad been there. You understand? You know, they use $900 for go London. Return tickets. If they use less than 1,000 K for go UK and come back, we will get KLM. But as the moment KLM go, the routes become monopolized again. So you see the price, naturally they go up. So now one thing that we'll get take into consideration first, that if we get less airline flying to Sierra Leone, the chances are the cost of tickets go high. So that one thing I know we'll get for whole constant first. Then the other factors then are then some of them we don't talk about today. Like one, that airport will never certify them. The security, the risks of operating at that airport is high, which means that all airlines when they operate in a salon, their operational costs get for high because of high insurance premium. The pilots then when they fly for Canada salon, they get for take high insurance premium for them, the aircraft, everything where they do. Even the in-flight catering, that food where they eat, not to salon they take her. Like for Brussels, they get for flying from London, from Brussels, come and go back, then go and serve you with her. That plane, that load where they carry, so they consume more fuel. All that they add to the people the cost of operations. And then they inside for do business. You don't understand that? Right. So they go calculate all that cost, then they pass on to you where they buy the tickets. So that's why they find out that the cost of tickets go high because as a result of a lot of other multiple factors where they are against the amount they travel for cancer. One, like I just don't tell you so, the insurance cost. Mm-hmm. Two, you get other facilities where you cannot provide in salon. They don't do crew change in salon. They know they get in-flight catering in salon. All that cost they now the airline. So they get for what you have. Three, the airline says like I say, we don't get competition in one way. He go charge any price you want for charge. Maybe you don't get control over it. So you don't see any.
Right. So why we are not able for attract more airlines for go and put them things then they were very important so that me where they travel because me I not care about all me as a passenger meaning as a passenger what I want for travel cheap, I want for travel in a convenient way, in a quicker way, and all my baggage they reach. So that me una not why una not they do all them things meaning and they talk on behalf of the people. That's how they will ask their question. Why? Why, Mr. Baio? Why?
Okay. There are now 4 things that they drive airlines for any kind of country.
Okay.
Number one, a bilateral relationship. We get good bilateral relationship with the contracting states. You understand? They always make them calm. Like, for example, I can give you a typical example. Lastly, we get Air Senegal. We don't begin flying our salon before COVID. So because of the relationship between President Dio and Macky Sall, now make Air Senegal became cancelled. You understand? So I can give another one again, Turkish Airline. You understand? When President Anes Komabile, now bring Turkish Airline. And just because of them, we get good relationship with Erdogan. Turkish Airline, when they operate in a salon, then they make huge losses. Then there's something that 10-15 passengers and they take. But because of the bilateral relationship, they have to stay. Quite recently, they want for come up, they want for pull outs back. If not because Salon go renew with bilateral relationship with them back, you see, go open with embassy, then they count embassy. So then they don't force the airline for making them stay in a Salon. No, economically, they are not making anything. Take this and I made an open office in a Salon because they are running at a loss. But because of strong bilateral relationship, they can't renew back under the new administration, they are forced to stay. So you don't understand that. So that's one thing and the way they drive airlines are actually for cancer country very quick. Second, again for deal with actually what I can always refer to the economic activities. You understand? When you have more economic activities in the country, you're like that's what we've been experienced there, like there's a huge mining boom. You have more people who want to fly in and out of Sierra Leone. Every airline go and cancel. That is definite. So that is something that we get for take advantage of as well. Then the third one, therefore, really do it. This actually, they tell you say population self a driver for airlines. Any way population the market big. So if you just get plane, you know go there for run and go Nigeria, you say they can't salon. I give you a typical example. KLM, the reason why KLM they pull out na salon, then one open one route na New York. You understand? JFK. They want increase frequency in America routes. And the airports Schiphol don't full. They're not going to allocate slots to Salon and create new one again. So then look at one, come away and believe to say they make less profit for them. Then close Salon, that's what they take close with. Then go open that route na JFK. Because imagine flights to New York and flights to Salon. Which one would be full comparatively? So you don't understand that. So then another third factor that one day we can affect airline for Canada Salon. So until we address all of those things, actually, the chances are going to be very minimal. Then the last one, now we refer for do so. When at the state's aviation infrastructure, when they talk about the infrastructure, one, you get to deal with the physical infrastructure. Then two, they deal with the civil aviation system, the regulatory environment. So now that's the government they try to address. So you understand that. So because we know say already with disadvantage with population, with economic activity very small. So the only two things we can take advantage of: one, bilateral relationship, you understand, and then two, if we will build with infrastructure to that kind of standard, we will attract them for camp. Like for example, before COVID, Emirates will begin flight cancel because of a renewed bilateral relationship we don't get with the government. Remember, say President Bio go UAE.
Yeah.
So yeah, exactly. So as a result of that, Emirates we don't contact with. We begin to get some background discussions with them with the hope that they want for begin flight cancel when COVID struck. So now, which means that we therefore go back to the drawing board, we therefore wait for them to recover before all entering they therefore happen back. So so that's actually the issues the way people are not able to understand really whether they say, oh, why this plane no can it and all the rest of things. Because before any airline they can any country, there should be a bilateral air service agreement between that state and Salon. And we will drive that one day at the political will of the two countries.
Okay. Well, there's a lot to unpack, and we not get much time, unfortunately. We will come round up shortly, but we cannot go and not ask you the last big question. I want to let you keep them in mind quick. Can't to T-Boy if you get any last thing we want for add or anything come up now the chat group. But the question I want for let you think about. Why? Because you don't talk about all these things, so. And now you talk about infrastructure a lot. Why the present government, decide for cancel the development of the Mamamah Airport? And in terms of cost, according to Wotu, the projection at them was about $330 million. That's what it was going to cost Sierra Leoneans. But now, with all the consciousness say yes, we have infrastructure problems, the government still decides say therefore go expand, therefore work on the expansion project. We will cost we 270 million for less than what you forget with Mamamah, according to the argument them out there. So I'll let you think about that. But I'll go to T-Boy quick. T-Boy, do you have anything? Why you smile?
Because today back then they bombard me, but that's cool. Today these are like civil stuff that we definitely for touch on. We are gonna get one issue.
So the more reason why we get the Director General back now. So and therefore use this platform for the consumer promotion hour.
Definitely. But if I can go back to some of the questions that we had a look through, people are mentioning the fact say Gambia is lessly populated than Sierra Leone, but it still attracts a lot of people and a lot of flights going to Gambia. That's one. Two, they also make mention, say, what are we doing about the tourist industry so that we'll be able to attract more people traveling to Sierra Leone? Some people have agreed to the statistics, say, yes, we get less population, so that they attract business. But what's the strategy where they bring in place can for change that dynamics there? Then also, what's the key issue when they make mention with comparison with all the airport there, so but we still they do well, but we are not attracting enough airlines to come to Sierra Leone. I know you mentioned the bilateral relationship, but is it business viable for Fly Salone, apart from just the political interest where the country will get with the other country will get the airlines then? Then the other key question is, when are we going to have our own Sierra Leone Airlines?
Again.
So basically, these are some of the questions that we're able to run through on the chat. But the chat has been very interesting. Many people, and they support your enthusiasm and the fact say you know mostly about this industry, and then they really commend you for the fact that you know a lot about this industry. But my question is, why do we have to wait for get a change of government system before we put all things in place? We're not even forget the willpower for even advocates say, okay, I've been here, I can do this change, I can make this change, I can effect this change. Do we have to wait for these changes to come politically before we actually involve physically to make these changes? That's my million question to you. But like I said, the chat has been very interesting. There's been so many questions, the way to go back and forth. People are arguing for and against. People are giving their own views and opinion, which is fine. But at the same time, they ask questions there about what thing we will do better for make things better. Because when things better, like you clearly say, all of us want to go. We all the benefit. So we definitely want to make things improve so that we're able to go. And airlines now one of the most crucial forms of traveling to Sierra Leone. If they travel from London for go Salone by road, I think someone in Fort Guyana. because at the moment it is very crucial. Then they also make mention about the ferry system. Airport to ferry system is another journey. So what's in the aviation authority they do for minimize that stress for passengers the way they come into Sierra Leone for crossover to the mainland Freetown? Because that's now other issue will come up in the chat as well. But like I said, there are serious more other issues than we have faced. I don't highlight. But the most thing where they come out more now, the commendation within they give to you knowledge of this particular ministry or this particular industry, if I would say. So I would say keep up the good work because you know exactly what you're doing. But who's going on time for the physically we can see these actions. Because these actions are some of the things that will drive the force to go to Sierra Leone and invest and do more. Because if we just the more, like Juma said earlier on in the chat, communication is key. People should be aware of all these mechanisms where they put in place. Otherwise, they will politically twist it around. And we know for the political thriving stop them anymore. Let's hear the stuff from people what should they do so, because when you make these discussions open, then you don't already create your own platform for diplomacy with anybody, regardless of their political status or their status as a whole. So it is something that you should carry on doing. We're going to make we feel comfortable, not only for just come them on this platform, but we're able to access you and ask you some of these things we're able to make known to we. Because Salone is for all of us, and we get to make Salone usable, accessible, and like we're able to go in and out. Because people in this country want for travel like 4 or 5 times a year. But transportation cost is high, and the hassle way they face for each Salone is high. And when you reach Salone again, that's another dynamic. So basically, your trip to Sierra Leone 5 times a year will cost you not less than 20 grand. You might think it is a joke, but it is fact. So we got to really look into that. And not all man, a good job in the country, that's what we do for afford 4 or 5 trips to Sierra Leone. Even with the one they went into serious business, they struggle to do so. That's why cost of everything coming from Europe via airline is very expensive. Because when you even the freight stuff, you don't really get it on time. There's issues. But I like the idea where you say there is implications for even security in terms of people, their luggage is the way they travel, because many of us have fall victims into that particular area. But if the mechanism is there, action is what people want to see. People are tired of hearing from the past government to this government to any other government where they come. Action is what people want to see. When the action is available, is physical, is tangible, then you don't have to ask questions anymore. I'll leave it there.
Thank you so much, T-Boy. I should say in the process, you ask, you advocate, and answer, and even challenge at the same time. I'm sure Mr. Baio will, capably answer the questions that we're able to answer. Then we will touch on the last part of the conversation. So we'll let her go, because stay with me, viewers. After this program, we get the AWOL program. Then we can tell you about the event on Saturday. So stay with me. Don't go. You will deal with three follow. We'll continue that program there. Mr. Baio, over to you. But me, I get one problem first. That you talk about security. That una dog na airport. It is family luggage. So una not trained well. So I have that against you guys. I was so pissed that day. Oh my goodness. You don't comfortably carry hanging food in peace family luggage. I was like, oh Lord, what is this? Anyway, that's just a Then
you don't tell the dog, say anybody in luggage where satisfactorily keep testing.
Let me start up. All right. Mr. Baio. Go ahead, sir, before I sidetrack you.
Okay, let's just start from the bottom. We said T-Boy start. First, me, I'm a very accessible person. And one of the two that every time we established as everybody can attest to that. We are very accessible 24 hours in terms of addressing public concerns. We are very reactive. We not wait for we are proactive. We not wait for something to happen. We can intervene, and we always make sure that we follow anything we take up. We get for affect to the traveling public to the latter and address. The ferry system, the only thing we can able to do, we don't try to encourage the boat operators, and when are the small boats there, we let them make their schedule time with the airline their schedules. So if you realize that actually they cancel now, the airline their schedule are all matched with the boat operators. So that is clear, because actually the ferry schedule, ferry service and salon are public service, and we all agree most parts in Africa public services are not the best that we can wait and say. So good that the private sector they don't come, and we got about 3 boat operators, and now they all tie their operations to the airline. So as you cancel, they get boats, they come across. So that is clear. In terms of why and how we ever do this, everything actually, I'm a leadership scholar, by the way, and everything so far, as the world is concerned, is being driven by leadership. If that leadership commitment is not there, no matter who you put in charge, what kind of resources you gain, you will not produce any result, any good result. As a matter of fact, what we can always try to say, that is why we have to be very much circumspect of people who they put into leadership positions, be it at the political level or at the professional level. So we have to really know the type of people they put, so that they will drive the necessary change we want. So now that moment can able to say in terms of that. The issue we have to deal with Gambia and Salone, why? First of all, I want to say Gambia and Salone, the same schedule airlines the way they can Salone, and then they go Gambia and then they can Liberia. That's I can tell anybody for free. What say schedule airlines now, like we say timetable. Airline the way they don't designate they can Salone. But the difference we will get with Gambia gets a lot of tour operators when they do charter flights. So that's why and tour operators normally, for example, for tourism purposes, they get tax exemptions, they get all that facility. So that's why tour operators, their tickets are very cheap. When they deal with them. So that's why now Gambia then get passed with. And like I say, one of the reasons why they drive cost of ticket, I would say economic activities. And Gambia get more tourism, planning not to miss it, according to World Tourism Organization. So then they all drive more people for Gambia. Gambia very small, but they get more people where they can in terms of how they can Salone. Why? Because for their touristic activities. So
but we get more tourist facilities than Gambia.
Of course, but over the years we have not developed those touristic facilities, because tourism is about packaging. You have to package your touristic products very well, where they attract people there for candy. Because if I want to go, I say I want to go for a touristic, I want to go tour, my any partner West Africa, I got for asking myself first, waiting really this I want to go see. Like a couple of months ago, I'll be there, Ghana. I don't know, but this have the travel conviction for Ghana. And I say, what is really in Sierra Leone that you want me to come and see? You understand? That was the question. So Pastor I begin telling and say, oh, I have beautiful beaches. Then he said, I will go to the Caribbean. You understand that? Because not all angry get beautiful beaches. He said, I can go to the Caribbean where I can go get those beautiful beaches. So you understand? This bus is the all the way US. I talk, we go meet up in Accra. So these are just some of the things I just want to say, because if we get tourism product then over the years we have not developed them. We can just now like they say no more. Oh, gentry, we get iron, we get bauxite, we get cocoa, we get coffee. but they're not able to benefit you because we're not able to do the value addition where they bring the extra income. So now the same thing with tourism product then. If we not develop those touristic sites then, where at least we're able to bring in, with good management, we're able to bring in or attract more people than for coming and generate the necessary revenue. My brother, we go to see, go to call him and say, we get beautiful beach, we get number 2, we get York, we get, now count no more, we count to. So but I'm happy that if you follow actually the development where they happen at the Ministry of Tourism currently, with the World Bank, they are doing a lot of projects towards that, trying to develop our touristic sites then as well. So hopefully part of the government's economic diversification drive, all that they can fit in, and you will see more people that will be interested in working salon for touristic purposes. And you will see how that will cascade into in terms of our traffic growth,
We hope we will get the tourism minister or the people in our tourism for can talk to what they said they do, because that's very important. Again, just before we go to that second part of the question, thank you so much for running through this one. Some of the viewers and the challenge say one of the reasons where you not mention are that the airline tickets cheaper than waiting than they pay for tax. So people pay more taxes. So the tax that where government they throw away from the airline them for operating a salon. So now then taxes then they transfer to the consumer, to the people that way the passengers that way they fly. So the passengers that they pay more taxes than actually waiting the airline ticket cost.
And this will be true before 2018.
Okay, it's not true now.
It's not true now. Under President Bill, I want to one for credit as well.
So convince you.
First of all, if you don't, the last Finance Act, the waive of GST on all aviation-related charges, meaning that all the airlines that they fuel with and they buy, they get GST. Any service when they pay for an salon, they get GST. Remove that one they first. All the taxes they reduce them by more than 50% each. I not just want. I mean, buy ticket for one party today. I could just give you some critical one. Why I just give you? Or Mrs. They do comparison between the person one go Accra. I mean, compare the taxes they only pay in Accra. Largest read and so on. Simply just the analysis by the cost of the ticket. You understand? Larger watch fine. For go Accra, they get airport development charge. You understand? That airport development charge, Accra, then they charge 227 Ghana cedis. We salon that na be $1 safe. Oh, I mean, na be $10. Na be $10. You understand? And that Accra, that 227, that na almost $50 that one day. Because it's a dollar now is about 5.2 to 87. So 227 Ghana cedis, that about $50. Who been charge $10? But when this government can don't scrap down this airport development fee. Now airport been charge down it. Now be $10. This government don't demolish that one. It does not exist any longer. You understand? So a whole other taxes and the way this government can reduce. Like for example, airport aviation security, aviation safety fee. They can reduce them. So why do the comparison between we and Ghana no more? As he say, we taxes are far lesser than what in Ghana than they charge. But why Ghana them ticket they say no it is. You see the market, like I said, we operate on demand and supply. You understand that one day. The airline themselves, if even the higher government, they even reduce their taxes, they will say the end of what do, then go still charge you high and make supernormal profits because they almost get monopoly in the industry. But if they're Boku, they say go be forced to reduce the ticket prices. But even, for example, now Brussels and KQ and Air France, some of the operates, not also, and European markets. So tell me through what you expect them to do and they for do really. I know they say that they do, but they easily come together and say, Brian, no, it's low fixed price. So you understand, they are all part of the Star Alliance group. So we don't know can well the market.
So we hope say you industry go begin campaign for we more for make sure say the people already fly benefits than just the airlines them. We know say them money.
Actually, one last thing I just want to touch on. One way government can also control price. Now we'll get with national carrier. We'll get with national carrier. You understand one day. You set the market. They become the market leader.
Mr. Baio, who's step now? Who's step?
Well, Bokuti don't well, COVID and Bombo.
Because Timo and Arane say, we don't hear you. It's not who's step from action. Tell me now, who's step?
If you remember very well, last year, the Ethiopian Prime Minister or Vice President Kana Salon,
yeah.
Part of that bilateral engagement now for let's Salon partner with Ethiopian Airlines for making a set up a national carrier.
No, we talk about we don't know the call.
Now they say, well, the government will not identify Ethiopia as a technical partner for coming to establish your national carrier.
Right.
Then that, in fact, there was going to be a state visit for start that negotiations. Now they get that air crash. So since that air crash come out, they try to recover from and the COVID camp. So a whole lot of things, but government have it. And if you watch inside the medium-term development plan, it did it as a government priority for establishing a national carrier. So hopefully before 2023, I want to believe that the Salon will able to say we don't float to your national carrier. Okay. Imperative, because Guinea will revive Air Guinea. So Liberia said they thought of bringing their own. So if they were one, I will no more left, then they take the market now and I will not go on that at all.
All right, well, we will hold you to that. If it not happen, now you the prime. All right, let's go to the last question, sir.
Yeah, the Mamamah Airport.
Yeah, the Mamamah Airport versus this Lungi Airport.
Okay, the Mamamah, I can say it's very simple. You understand? The Mamamah not to Salon government will plan for Douane. Last Saturday first, so make that basis. Now, just like you see other Bo Stadium, they know so. The Bo Stadium, the Ribota.
Yeah, we don't.
Now, the Chinese investor, they cannot want a Salon, they meet the government, say, we get money for build stadium, one can build mini stadium for that. Then they go get a land and go. So now, so the Mamamah back camp. And they charge anybody, watch now the PRSP, both 1 and 2. There was nothing in the PRSP as a government agenda saying they want to build an international airport in Mamamah. There was nothing in there. The Chinese investors came in, they had money, they said they want to invest, they want to build an airport, a mini airport for that matter. So the government then took advantage.
A mini airport smaller than Lungi or bigger than
international airport.
Okay.
They struggled with it for over how many years? The only person, I give credit to the former Minister of Transport, Bandimina, because he was a lawyer. When he be minister, when he come on Foreign Affairs as Deputy Foreign Affairs Minister, he go to the Transport Ministry. He meets that agreement day before that. Now he say, no, you know what? There is a body where they regulate the aviation industry. Let's contact them. So he contacted the civil aviation then. So that was the time the civil aviation said, okay, well, all right, the International Civil Aviation Organization, informed them, so 1 billion airports. So let them begin advisory from day one because now they get for cancer certifier. So when we wrote that letter, they came. I will go, they will inspect the facility. The initial project for Mamamah is $240 million, not to 330.
Okay.
So after we go watch the place, one, the runway for the developer provide is half that of Lungi. All the facilities, the terminal, everything. You understand? So now, in fact, the consultant where I call them from Uganda, and they don't supervise the construction of more than 5 international airports. We go. After they don't do the assessment, they send the reports. Now that this money they have been given for a visitor, it go to 290 million. In fact, this money passes 337.
Okay.
But it actually been go to 300 and 420, but that will be the phase 2. Because there was still some fixtures then where we flag say in other parties airports, if you say you want to build a modern airport, you understand, you want to condemn Lungi now, give us something that will address all our concerns. Which the Chinese are then, they are not ready to do it because, like I tell you, then we don't get this money, then we want to just do something to their own comfort. You don't understand that. So when you government, we accept now, say, okay, we don't agree, then you bring, you regulate the body, somebody technical, you don't bring a third party in the agreement. In fact, the Chinese will always resist that step. But they wanted us, they wanted to build an airport. So who said we get for, and that's when they will get the minister away, was legally minded, so he really give the authority the support. So we been here for force and we set up a technical committee of which the CEO will get a representative there. So anytime they go, when they bring the design, critique, then the cost they increase. Now so that cost begin increase. The actual cost will be Mamamah belong to 450 million. But then say na phase 2. That means we then get for expand, get a cargo department, then they get and then boarding bridges there, like where they work incident tunnel. So all that but that will be the phase 2. So the phase 1 and then we just one way. And the phase 2 have been there for lead to an extension of the runway. So in actual fact, that was Mamamah. But the big argument about Mamamah, always one for let break, you understand. Don't forget about all that. There is this situation with this thing I can call the opportunity cost. Like I say, the government will be planning, they say they want to build new airport. So the question will always be the ask, what you will go do with Lungi Airport? That's an state infrastructure. We don't invest there. We don't do everything there. We not reach forget 2 international airports. That nobody not follow we say. We have airspace small and with traffic volume very small. So for let's get 2 international airports, then they're out of the equation. So if you are opening Mamamah, what will happen Lungi International Airport? I have been to Dakar. You see Dakar, the old airports. It's almost a ghost town. But they are lucky because they get a military wing, the air wing, we get aircraft there, and get fighter jet there. So the military, they use that airport there presently. Then they use them for domestic travel, for go Casamance and them other places there. But we don't get an air wing, we get helicopter there. We don't get a fighter jet there. So what do you go for this, Mamamah? Oh, they say ECOWAS go for use them as the ECOWAS base, this and that. Where is this agreement? They say no, they go sell their idea against ECOWAS. So which means that all the infrastructure where they are so beyond people that may get for go build houses and then everything. So that opportunity cost of losing Lungi International Airport will not be the even factor to the cost of Mamamah Airport Project.
Okay.
Coupled with the fact that say then they give you something back we not even reach the standard of Lungi International Airport. We've been able to affect some operational components of it. So for me, really, where people always argue that ask anybody really what will we get for Lungi International Airport. It will not.
So was that the very main reason because now that make this new administration cancel and because the answer of waiting them go do with Lungi not possible? Is that why?
Not really why. This government can refer you back to the medium-term development plan or even the new direction manifesto. They don't plan, like I said, the former government did not get planned for invest in the aviation infrastructure. President Bio, before he can apply already.
But you can't argue that if they were trying to develop the infrastructure, build a new airport and make a more accessible.
Well, let's make a talk so.
Yes,
it was not in PRSP 1 and PRSP 2. That was the
but it may not have been there, but something else trigger that. Because again, you can put what is feasible as a government in a PRSP program. Then you have an opportunity here for somebody where they come with funds, say, hey, now you don't see money, and this is what they wanted to direct the funds to. It was like restricted funds for specific projects, not anything else.
Okay, I'm glad you on the world you oversee.
Yeah.
The maxim is that all the countries we don't develop or we don't progress, they like yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
A concerted effort of proper planning, not a knee-jerk reaction.
Mm-hmm.
You understand that?
Right.
Let's say you get money, you say you don't plan for buying motor car, you get all that, you want below, now all that thing that you want below, say pay picking education, not so.
Mm-hmm.
They are just kind of say, you might get motor car for sale.
Mm-hmm.
But then you pull out your money, then when you say if you don't allocate, say you have belows or you have for pay picking provision, you go take it, you go buy motor car, and good planning around it. Are you fiscal discipline person? Where is the kind of government? I make it a development with the development partner, the development agenda. Right now, President Bio don't get the medium-term development plan. Before you can get a new direction manifesto.
Mm-hmm.
When you kind to governance, you develop that into the medium-term development plan and get volume 1 and volume 2. So that sets the agenda as to what you want to achieve in the next 5 years. For me, if you go outside and they go do any other thing contrary, then that means you're not really able to set your priorities right. So as a government, you really have to begin first from day one, set your priorities right. So in the PRSP 1 and PRSP 2, there was something like investment in aviation infrastructure, like developing Mamamah Airport, a second international airport. It was not like that. So if you cannot say one, but this government, from before they come, they say they want to convert Lungi International Airport to an aerotropolis, meaning that airport city.
Mm-hmm. So let's go now to the benefit for new.
Exactly. So that one can now. So converting Lungi into an airport city. First of all, Mamamah, you've been able to move a whole lot of other infrastructure facilities, banks, electricity, water, all land they first be able to evolve that you get for carry all land that cost they first be there on government. So for development that would be difficult. So government don't assess it. Developing Lungi into an airport city, we already get an existing infrastructure. It's far more plausible than going to Mamamah for try for create one whole city. So that is why they say, okay, well, let's go and make Lungi Airport an airport city. Get an airport terminal building that can take more 1 million capacity. Why? You want to register an international, you want to register an airline, you position and then you make the hub, you begin flying from Salon to South America, America directly. You know, say geographically we get advantage to South America. You know that?
Right, yeah.
Exactly. the Brazil World Cup 2014, almost all the European carriers and Lungi them the land for take fuel for go South America for technical landing. You understand that? So imagine if we get that kind of terminal building 1 billion now. We create all the facility where government say one create the Cargo International Conference Center. We begin do hubbing. We position we own aircraft and that. We begin do regional. For example, all Nigerian, all West African passengers they all go South America. They're not going to go Europe again. They're not going to go other side again. If once they fly from Lagos to Freetown for 3 hours, they take plane 8 hours. They then enter South America. So if you go do business now South America, tomorrow they come back the same day. Unlike now, it does not happen. For go South America, it's 3 days traveling. You understand that? So the potential where actually that airport gets for transform the Sierra Leonean economy is so great that at this moment, no economy is not going to evaluate that and they tell you the exact figure and they tell you this for free.
And who's paying for that extension?
Well, the public, because they say a BOT. Somebody say I get money. Okay, somebody say I say you want to do this kind of thing. So me they count me money, I build this facility, then me go they charge the public and they get me money small for 25 years. So I don't know pay, I don't put money and go. Or if you go, you government, you get your money, and maybe sometimes inside the 5 year or 6 year, the government, the economy don't boom, government cable buy out the people that the investment. Then that's more money for government. The government can buy and they say, soon I go now, let's go airport. Let's go run for who's So that's
it would have been the same arrangement with the Mamamah Airport, like the Mamamah Airport.
Actually, the Mamamah, the Chinese, they say that be loan. This is not a bill. This is not a loan.
Yeah, but loan that you repay. So the BOT as well, you they pay as you go, right?
Yeah, then the public, it's not like a loan, not an obligation on the state, the BOT. The state, they just give the sovereign guarantee. For so yes, we don't guarantee Suma for them can invest and do operate and with them pull the money, they left do the property. In case of default, we can come in and settle the obligation. But then now, government will get for total and they go back and say, oh, now loan. Now government will get for pay, not to the Chinese and we get for runner more for say, with the runner, they will pay or not to the Chinese there.
Okay, so just like the toll road?
Yeah, just like the toll road, exactly. Okay. Just like the toll road, that's what we get for cash.
Well, we're not able to end this conversation today. We come run into the other award program, but we appreciate you very much. I think this is a starting point. And there was another question. Definitely, I wanted to ask the issue of corruption, where the African Express being tagged in the civil aviation industry into say, then they operate different from within government line, because you talk about government plans. If government say there is one consolidated fund, but civil aviation gets other accounts the way then they operate other side and for some kind yuki business. I don't know if you want to talk 30 seconds on that, then on the next program, we will make sure we'll delve into that better.
Okay. To be candid with you, I can say in a form of misinformation.
Okay.
We in a TSA account, we not even get a separate account. We not get no account now any commercial bank that's alone.
Okay.
There are two accounts they operate, all two are government accounts there. One are the expenditure and the other one are the revenue. The revenue are the TSA account. Okay. The expenditure are the operational account. So as far as we're concerned, the issue about being say SLC get any other account with the operate somewhere else, that was even misleading. And as far as I'm concerned, I was just like a miscalculation for brand the authority that kind of negative way. And I even challenge them. There is nowhere he point out, say, like the case of NRA, you see ACC charge certain officials and where we are found wanted. And they even link them with the accounts there where they put the money. Instead of never come out say, this is the particular account in a commercial bank or so bank where as SLCA they pay the money into and all the rest of things. It just makes vague assertions. Apparently, I don't know where he got his sources, but he cannot justify his allegations because as far as I'm concerned, if you say, they operate with government account, then go to the alternate account where say, now they really put this money. Or if you say, now me name the account today, you are an investigative journalist. Come out with all of those facts. So there is no way somebody can dispute that fact. But I know we just make big assertions without being able to debunk her. But we usually press the list to that effect,
Okay, well, now okay, well, that's fine. Thank you so much. We appreciate where we get you. And Femi, you get any last word for Mr. Baio before he say in last word to Fambulem, then we close. And Fambulem, when I stay with we get the award program coming right after this one in the next 10 minutes after this. Go ahead, Femi.
Yes, Juma. I get beaucoup about ask, but as you say, time done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quickly, you talk about supply and demand. How really and truly we price them high because we not get enough people with the travel to the country. The question when me get anytime travel buy tickets no day. No matter who's airline. Tickets no day, airplane they all full up. So I quite not understand if now the airline and they tell we country say we people that know they travel, now make the ticket they high, but I believe say I don't know the statistics, so I believe say thousands and thousands and thousands of us travel to Sierra Leone at least December and April time. But me I don't travel June or July and at the same thing tickets. Place no day. Airmo except we go tell you say something at 2 space left. If you not take an now, it go. Brussels go say space no day. Air France with them you go say space no day. So I quite don't understand that. But I get other question them, but I think so we'll get for left and so. I think say some of the airlines them, and possibly majority of the airlines them, they know they treat with people and fine. The air hostess and air host them very rude. So yes, I know so we still get small problem, but we no matter whose airline we go, no matter whose country we go, we get treated as if we're less than human beings. I know say some of them they do a favor, as T-Boy say, Air Morocco and Brussels they stay with through Ebola, whilst other people then pull out. But still we think say we government or the authority where they look after them people and where they can our country. Or to put it to them saying, "Una get for begin to with people them a little bit better." We're gonna then country them for good transit. It is terrible. If something happens to the plane safe, we will get Salon passport and it's with different to even other Salon that we get British or American passports. Really and truly, I not really know it for say, but I think say really and truly the airlines can do better. So me go employ for you and you colleagues them if we are go able to deal with the institution and because as you say we know that sometimes when I say we know they travel enough for camp so or other people them if certain things are better like Yusuf don't point out say it's a package. If from the moment we jump on a plane you get a decent ride, people and treat you with respect, you land La Lungi, you not get hustlers the way they hustle you, all them say they go encourage you for the comeback. We na we born, so we go always go back. But certain people they wait until I go holiday. If they begin treat them funny from where they did a plane till then they land, how then go return or how then go recommend we country to other people then?
So Femi don't blow mind, Mr. Baio, over to you. Talk for you and you comping them and then you give you last word to we viewers them and then we'll close the program.
Okay, thank you very much, Brother Femi. At least I can always tell you say we national carrier and like girl Leon Star. I like them between we need for girl Leon Star. No disband Leon Star. So if we not get to your national carrier, all entire way they talk to it always get for continue for exist. Because when you get a Sierra Leone national carrier, the moment you enter inside, you are in Sierra Leone. So then we'll treat you with all the courtesy you need. But these ones will not get too much control over because especially the journey they play. For example, you want cancel, you get board first from London to Brussels to Casablanca. So during that process, they will will not be able to tell and say 3 to people that inside and are fine or not. So you don't see them. So the only way we make it say to that now actually now for low try for get your national carrier. Added to that, we try for develop the consumer protection regulations. Probably with that, we will address some of the concerns that we want to face with our airlines. Because at the moment, if you and the airline get problems, the only tool they look at, these are the IATA regulations or their home country regulations. But who says that we need to get your national regulations, the way they govern the activities? That is what we try for work on. And overall, the other things they always say, they are quite in points. I note that very well. I can always say, I'm a tourist, I'm a frequent traveler. So I can let for always, me experience now, I can always want to address some of the problems that they face in the industry. So that is, I'm a realist. I know they see something black, I call it white. When it's white, it is black. It is white. I always say it. So Lord just Lord be hopeful. As far as I'm concerned, the industry is on the right trajectory. And with time, some of these things will be the thing of the past. And that's why I always want to assure the Sierra Leonean public, especially the way they are to one camp. You tell one
them. You don't forget this.
Okay, well, I feel like you always and my sister them. You know, when we do the COVID measures, one or two of my sisters enrich me. I want to make salon difficult for council like America. I say no, now for public safety. Today, the whole world don't recognize. We say CDC say we are one of the less risky countries in terms of COVID. Why? Because of those measures. COVID and import will be important. If we slack at the airport, the situation will worse than the country. We all know we healthcare and infrastructure and the attitude of the average Sierra Leonean. But then like today, if you want cancer alone, you will not get one back because COVID cases don't reduce. And we can't be able to get the kind of there, be able to enjoy how you want to enjoy. We are less risky right now as far as CDC is concerned. So me and I know I always want to appeal to Sierra Leonean brothers and sisters and that we are all able to understand certain things that, you know, Rome was not built in a daytime. Would they do a conscious effort for try and replicate some of those best practices when they enjoy in London or in America, so that when I cancel, when I go enjoy. But when I patient with it, so we see some brother and back then say like, oh, we don't kill salon. The thing where like they say when they America, when they say Q, you know when they tell them say they just enough inside the sample. But as it look as they say it's not the line. No, we don't come on and people that don't come to Ghana, we don't come to back on the harass we.
Now that frustration where T-Boy don't talk about, some don't PTI people there, they don't tell you say passports no value, then put in a one corner for. So that frustration and then they carry Ghana.
Yeah, so that's no patience, you know, oh calm, wait and slow. You know, we all come from civilized countries that all they come. So me say lots and happen a line, lots and happen a line. I know it can be frustrating, but now we don't country, we force respect them, you know. Whatever happens at the airport, Lord accept and once alone get. Now we no more go able to make them better. And like you said, frequently whenever they engage the public, you know, for me to get the views and say how can better the services we have to provide. Our objective now to provide good service to and for that they will exist. If we know if people don't know they travel, we know the way the COVID because they close the airspace, nobody they travel. We close the office. So that's actually why we are there to help the public, the traveling public. So I have to tell you, thank you actually for giving this platform again. And it has been very fruitful as far as myself concerned. And I know actually some of these questions are premeditated. Anytime I say they go on media, you know, I always face people from that. The last time I was with AAA, I don't know if you know AAA program.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So these questions came up back. Okay. So from time to time with the dialogue and with the engage, I always accessible.
Sure. You've been very, you know, you communicate, we discuss and all of that. So we appreciate you that you take time for come. See if T-Boy be the ACN up.
I just want to interject on two things. One way Femi say, and the second one way come out from somebody. Salon, it not mean to say if we get we on flight, Mr. Baio, it means we are safe. I think if we get we on flights, the worst way they happen at the Air Maroc, Air France, will happen on our flight. That I will guarantee you. Because we not
so get no challenge,
we not get no respect for ourselves. I think say those international airlines are actually reducing the inhumanity in us when we are traveling to Sierra Leone. Sometimes we're extremely rude. Sometimes we don't take the rules, just like you say. So for flight, Air Sierra Leone, I think that will be a battlefield in the air.
The only issue. Yeah, go ahead, T-Boy, go ahead.
The second one, if this structure way they put together for make the new the new how you call them, the new runway and get a new platform, get a new hub, is it going to have any kind of implication on the airport tax levied on us, or it will still be the same?
When you get a team, I say na BOT, that means the people are there for pay. So it's right for be calling with you for 7 and 5 because that is but if you want for challenge on that one day, that if you're not careful, you get for pay 3 times what you pay.
Well, I make a challenge on that now. Look, we don't say now we get for the pay something 3 times higher, or we're not paying at all. So what's are the mandates on that? And of course, we'll go forget Sierra Leone Airlines, but that would be disaster in flights, and then there will be arrest at the Lungi International Airport.
The only problem we may get, Femi, go ahead quickly. You see, when the program they don't they become more interesting. No more no one left Mr. Baio for go now. Go ahead, Femi, quickly before
So I don't know most of them don't fly Sierra Leone Airlines, but me I fly Sierra Leone Airlines in the 80s. Yeah, I fly Sierra Leone Airlines in the 80s. I agree with T-Boy and some of the viewers and say our people are rude and you know we go cause more trouble. But really and truly, anything we now we own, I believe say we go treasure them a little bit. So I think say we should get fault while we talk earlier on saying it's really good. I believe say yes. But part of the rudeness, as Juma said, are the frustration because from literally if you come out UK, from the moment you left Gatwick or Heathrow, you're under some serious duress. And you know, not all of we go able to act super cool all the time. So we lose our temper. You know, we get 15, 16, 17, 20 hours till we reach Freetown. You know, that's stress to reach
15, 16, 20. I they talk about 2 days if I get
exactly. So we was where they come on
from California. So, you know, I spend 3 times your cost. And I spend maybe 2 times your time.
Yeah, so I agree. So we need some way for deal with this situation because I believe that governments they control monopoly them. So if companies them want set monopoly and they want set price and hike prices them, I think say the government or the regulator then supposed for step in there and say, you know, what's going on. Right. You know, right. we need enough for fix up. Unless get out. I mean, you know, I know say yes, sometimes they are our partners and the help when we need to, but at least sometimes we will forget a strong arm that will be able to deal with them, that they not go you know, just to take the piece no more. That's, you know, that's what I think. Okay. Last point, a big padding. Last point. If we build this new airport, and we not get the people
not only airports, not
terminal. You know what I mean. If we extend the terminal, now for make more people can come. But the man himself don't tell we say there is no package in Sierra Leone for bring more tourists come. Is it really worth our while then for go spend almost billion for go build new airports or new terminal? We go end up service the same plane that with the current terminal the service.
Okay, thank you so much. And my own last one, then we will just allow a touch on that and then round up. My own last one where I want to say no more with owning we own Leone Star of Sierra Leone airline. The challenge we may get, firstly, because we all know, and Yusuf mentioned, where public service they operate, you know, business in order to be effective. That has always been a challenge. Secondly, we got to this situation because government's attitude to resources for buy and pay for utilities and things where they use, very poor. Government feels say they are entitled. People will want to fly free, government officials, their relatives, their family members, their friends, all man go there and go fly for free. So definitely, then they not get for make them possible if not governments the operator. Would they ground them to a halt, just like how the Sierra Leone airline get debts today at the wall, where it's not attractive, even when we try for privatizer. No one wants to touch it because the debt and liability we get for takeover force, it don't do for bankruptcy for the next 10 years before you even start the business. So for me, that's my only challenge. I think possibly government can encourage Sierra Leoneans and go to a PPP kind of thing, you understand? And possibly then it will be a whole lot better than government operating a national airline. So that would just be my take on that. And I strongly believe in that for now. Over to you, Mr. Baio. Round up. Thank you so much for spending more time with me. And but we will call you back now.
Okay, thank you very much. And let's just start with this slogan or this statement. Development, you know, they do it in isolation. So, in as much as the government say want develop, put this kind of massive infrastructure in Lungi International Airport, it also gets the, you know very well say, you get for bringing other facilities to accord of that will sustain this particular huge investment. Number one, they get planned for build an international conference center So that like we get Arusha. You see Arusha, they know, so everybody know Arusha for hosting international conferences. So Lungi could be that kind of, now one of the things the government gets in mind. I don't talk about doing hobby, where in cable position and aircraft now we could begin traffic, link the West African traffic to South America and other parts of Southeast Asia directly. I don't try to make mention of that one day. And governments also, they even invest in agriculture, because and the Ministry of Fisheries and Agriculture, and they work for make salon product and will be accepting new markets. So all the potentials for we from could tap into the cargo industry. At the moment, we are not doing that. We know how many products, fish products, we export market or America, or even with agricultural products. So all of these investments the government they do, it all fits into the government economic diversification drive. They are all tied down into that. So not to say now like I said, no more development they do in isolation. We just want to go 100 million or something and we forget about ammo. It is linked with all other things and we they try for get that multiplier effect for let's see the economic growth. Then the concerns about the airline in operation, they talk that's how Salomon all day. Mr. Segwengwe, believe me, I don't get confidence in Salomon. You understand? But why? Because that's how our mind has been conditioned for quite a long time. Successive governments, our people have come, they have disappointed us. So anytime when you say, Lord, do this, everybody get to be skeptical. And only concerns their own race is quite true. I had to do a study why has they all been collapsed. Now, one of the things in the maladministration, political interference, people they allow their girlfriend there for travel, their relatives, they buy ticket for them and all the rest of things. But the world don't change. I give you 3 case studies. Sky Airlines, they have a model where they don't use. It's very successful today. Our African World Airlines have a model. They use the same model where they are doing very successful. Air Namibia, they don't use the same model. It's very successful. Air Senegal, now the same model they don't use, the Sky model, very successful. And what's that model they're about? Like I've been saying, you identify somebody who is a technical partner. Like for example, Ethiopian Airways. They already have the airlines, they have the fleets, they have the expertise. When they come in as a technical partner, so they get 59%, government get 41%. Government don't mean say now government as a Sierra Leone government. Government agencies like, for example, Bank of Sierra Leone, NACIT, Salon Commercial Bank, these ones can buy that government 41%, get the investment into it. With this technical partner, we go counting. On agree, depending on the agreement, to say 25 years, they can run this airline. After that 25 years, then Sierra Leoneans, they don't get the competence now for run this airline. So basically, that model has worked, and other countries have copied it. Like I tell you, Guinea is another kind of model and they work now with. They don't ratify that agreement alongside with Ethiopian Airways. They one can revive Air Guinea. So we also, again, we don't do young feasibility studies. We note all of these concerns, but we just wait for the enabling environment for make we kick off the project. And I want to believe we will not fail because this time we have a regulatory agency. So they are all part of the state infrastructure or the bill. At that time, we said a national airline will operate. There was no CAA. There was no regulatory agency to oversee the operations of that airline. So by the time we go with the national carrier, we have a strong regulatory environment. We will make sure that this airline operates beware of political interference. And then I'm sure if we will put the right structures in place, they will bring them on board. Who will succeed, who will not fail. So okay. I want to level of this message that let us be hopeful. Even in the midst of where there seems to be no hope, we don't lose confidence in the Sierra Leone system over the years. But I think that is actually what the new direction is all about. Restoring some amount of hope in the system again.
All right. Thank you so much. We appreciate you once more, and we hope so we'll get you back. Thanks to we viewers them, and we say we will take about 10-15 minutes break, and we will be live back with Una shortly with the award program, and we will can discuss them event for Saturday. They will can tell you, they will can tell we the package we then get and all the good things them. So it's going to be entertainment throughout on Saturday, but then we will carry it from the AWOL people then and see how far the voting process they go so far with AWOL UK. Thank you, Mr. Baio, once more, and we look forward to having you shortly.
Thank you very much, my brothers.
Now, who's this? Yes, this na term for all
Salon people and then party them. Sierra Leone Media will be bringing you a variety of programs ranging from documentaries to discussions, interviews, news, views, sports, and entertainment. Our programs will contain matters on development, governance, the economy, and issues that are of importance to Sierra Leone. So, no left BNO because we get Bebe program then like Salon discussion, meets the ministers, the president's hour, and the Gladi program. Look me, I look you. All this they start soon na www.sarahjemmedia.org. Now who's tem these?
As we talk about burning issues ranging from politics to the economy, culture to sport, education to entertainment, corruption to the environment, we realize the Sierra Leone story is far from finished. So, Sierra Leone Media Production brings you Zooming In. Zooming In is the program that engages everyday people, entrepreneurs, inventors, entertainers, activists, policymakers, and politicians to discuss and debate issues relating to Sierra Leone. Zooming In digs deep into the issues and stories. Zooming In ensures the debate is pushed to another level. Zooming In asks those questions that has never been asked before. So, join us, Juma Baio.